In today's video, I'm going to show you how converting your cash into silver will actually help you save money. Now, have you ever noticed how quickly money can disappear from your bank account? One online purchase, one takeaway, one random Amazon purchase, a few taps on your phone, and the money is gone. But here's something I've learned over the years since I've been stacking silver. The moment I convert this cash into silver, the money becomes a lot harder to spend. Now, that's not because I suddenly have more willpower, and that's not because the silver magically stops me wanting things, but it's because if I want to spend that money again, I first have to sell this silver. And that extra step changes everything. Modern money is designed for convenience. Today, spending this money is easier than ever. Your wages arrive directly into your bank account. Your direct debit card is linked to your phone. Most websites actually save your payment details. Most purchases can be literally completed within seconds. Convenience is fantastic when you genuinely need something, but convenience also makes spending effortless. Sometimes so effortless that your money leaves your account before you have even really thought about the purchase. We've all done it. We've seen something online, you think about it for 30 seconds, you press buy, and that is it. This money is gone. Silver creates a barrier. Let's say you have £500 cash sitting in your bank account. That £500 can be spent instantly. But if you convert that £500 into silver coins or into silver bars, suddenly that changes the whole situation. That money can no longer be spent immediately. It's now stored in a physical asset. You can't simply tap your card and spend it. You can't use contactless. You can't buy something online with it. First, you need to convert this stuff back into cash. You need to decide which pieces you're going to sell. So you'll have to work through your stack and decide what pieces of silver you're willing to part with. Then you need to find a dealer or a buyer. Then you need to package it up. Then you need to send it or deliver it. Then you need to receive payment. And only then do you have it converted back into fiat. And only then can you actually spend the cash. So silver works like a barrier between you and your spending. Think about how many purchases started as impulses. You see something, you convince yourself you need it, you imagine owning it, and for that short period of time, it feels very important. But what happens if you have to wait? What happens if buying that item requires selling part of your silver stack first? Suddenly, the purchase faces a test. Is it really important enough to sell some of your physical silver for it? Is it worth giving up ounces that took months or even years to accumulate? Sometimes the answer might be yes. But very often the answer becomes no, not because silver is special, but because the purchase now requires some effort. Now, every ounce represents saved money. When I look at silver, I don't just see metal. I see money that has already been saved. Every one of these coins represents cash that wasn't spent elsewhere. Every ounce represents money that survived countless temptations. the latest gadget, the unnecessary upgrade, the impulse purchase, that expensive night out. This silver is essentially a snapshot of previous financial discipline. And because of that, selling it feels different. You become more aware you're not spending today's income. You're spending money that was intentionally preserved from the past. And don't get me wrong, silver isn't locked away forever. Silver isn't inaccessible. You can sell it whenever you want. Dealers buy it, collectors buy it, investors buy it. The money isn't trapped. It's simply one step further away than the money sitting in your current account. And sometimes that's exactly what you need. Not a complete restriction, just a small obstacle, a pause between that desire to buy something and actually buying it. Now, this is why some people struggle to save. Think of the biggest challenge there is today, and that is that every single company is competing for your money. Every app wants a subscription. Every company wants you to upgrade. Every advertisement wants you to purchase something else. And because spending is frictionless, saving often loses. Physical silver introduces that friction back into the process. Not enough to stop you accessing your money when you genuinely need it, but enough friction to make a random spending less convenient than saving. And over the years, those small differences can add up to a surprisingly large stack. Now, this is a different way to store your savings. And anything I'm saying on today's video is definitely not financial advice. It's just my opinion, and it's just my thought process behind converting your fiat into silver. But for me, that's one of the biggest advantages of holding this physical silver. It's not necessarily about getting rich. It's not about making quick profits. It's about storing value somewhere that isn't instantly spendable. Some people use savings accounts. Some people use premium bonds. Some people invest in shares. But I choose to hold physical silver as part of my portfolio because accessing this money requires an additional decision. I have to consciously choose to sell this stuff first. And that extra decision filters out a lot of spending that probably wasn't necessary in the first place. So when people ask me why I convert fiat into silver, the answer isn't simply investment potential. One of the biggest benefits is practical. It makes money less accessible for impulse spending. It's not impossible to spend, it's just harder. Because before, this money can buy anything. Now, this silver has to be sold before I can spend it. And that small amount of friction can make a surprisingly big difference over a long period of time. And I'll be really interested to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you think that holding physical silver makes saving easier simply because it's harder to access than cash sitting in your bank account? I would really love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. If you enjoyed today's video, please like, share and hype it. And thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.